What's going on, everyone? Tonight we have the RTX 5050. This is the entry-level Blackwell card from NVIDIA. It's got 8 gigabytes of VRAM, and we're going to be checking it out in Blacktail. We've got it paired with an AMD 9800X3D and 32 gigabytes of RAM. Everything used to create this video will be linked in the description below. By purchasing anything through those links within 24 hours, you'll be able to support the channel in a small way. With that said, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you're not new here, thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. All right, what's going on, everyone? Tonight we have the RTX 5050. We are playing Blacktail at 4K resolution. Right now we have everything set to low settings, and we're not utilizing any upscaling at all. This game does not support any sort of frame generation. Those are Bs. Need to get away from those. This game does not support any sort of frame generation, but it is one of these games that I am using to kick off my spooky season of reviews. This game is based on a witch. That's all I'm going to really say about that because I don't want to spoil any story, but it is pretty dark despite how it looks. It's got a really good dark storyline so far. But yeah, we're at 96 FPS here at 4K. I selected this to pair with the 5050 because it runs really well. It's not super demanding. And I just kind of wanted to see what we could do with the entry-level Blackwell card at a few different resolutions. We might go down to 1440 just to see what this little card can do and see what it can deliver for a game that honestly is quite nice. All right, so let's go down to see what we got going on here. So we're at 4K resolution. We got enabled plus boost on the reflex, of course. Not utilizing any upscaling. Let's just go up to that medium preset. That was low that we just saw. All right, so we got a little bit of roughness going on. Things are kind of like, it's working pretty hard to maintain this FPS that I got right here. But I'll go ahead and do some running around here. All right, so that gives us 69 FPS. And we got some hitches. It's not running super great, but we are at 93 FPS. And it does seem to have some hitches just like as you kind of traverse some of the areas on this card. More powerful cards tend to not hitch as much, but once you get through them and get the area loaded, it tends to run pretty well. All right, so right now we're utilizing 7.3. Oh no, we're allocating 7.3, and we're utilizing 5.3 on our VRAM. So we got 8 on this card. We've got the shared VRAM at 186. It's not moving, which tells me we're not spilling over. Once that starts moving around, that's indicative of VRAM spill. So right here we're at 90 FPS. Let's just keep going. See how far we can push this tonight. Let's see, we're at medium. Let's go to high. All right, so high. Yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, got some snags there. Like I mentioned earlier, this is kind of what I'm using to start off my testing until Halloween. We're going to focus on spookier games, darker games, some horror games. Definitely going to have some Silent Hills and some Resident Evils in there. But we're just going to use the spooky season to test out some games, and most of the tests that I'll do will be kind of surrounded around, doing some more of the scarier, darker stuff. I'm not going to go that way because those things are crazy. All right, so right here at 40 FPS, 48 FPS, 54 FPS, so we're definitely kind of hitting a limit as far as what this card can do on this title at 4K. But it is still impressive for this entry-level card to do 4K on anything with a recent-ish release. I think this game's a few years old. All right, so right now we are on 40. We're at 48 FPS with no upscaling, 56 FPS. But yeah, we're on the epic settings, and everything looks to be like it is going to potentially be a doable scenario with some DLSS at 4K. All right, so it does require a restart. So I'm going to jump down into the settings, kick on some DLSS quality, and go from there, and I'll be right back. We are back. We are on Epic settings, and we're checking it out with quality DLSS enabled. And go ahead and grab that eyeball. Might need it later. But yeah, we are going to check it out with some different DLSS settings to see what we can do with a 5050 on this title. Again, I selected it to kind of kick off my games surrounded around more spooky themes, scary themes, horror themes, And this is kind of like the first one I selected. It kind of piqued my interest when I saw it. Little snag there, nothing too bad. These guys are quite nuts. Yeah, they are really brutal. Yeah, so 60 FPS here, we can hit it, but it does dip down quite a bit. So we're going to need a little bit more DLSS. And unfortunately, this game does not support any sort of frame generation, but for the most part, I don't think you're going to need it. We are pushing a 5050 to its limit right now, though. Definitely not a 4K card, but on a game like this, you might be able to get away with it. So, yeah, a lot of times, some games just run easier, and you don't need a lot of hardware. Right here in this area at 45 FPS, though, it's still not ideal. But yeah, we're at 93. Looks like maybe the DLSS finally kind of kicked in. Okay, there we go. So we definitely have some nicer frames now. We're around 60 FPS here at epic settings. And we're just going to see what we can do as far as 4K goes, because performance looks really good on DLSS. I need to craft some freaking arrows. There we go. Yeah, performance looks really good on DLSS, so we're going to go down to there and see if we can maintain a solid 60 on this title. So we're going to come down here and jump over to performance, and it does seem like it kind of takes a little bit of time for it to kick in, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, looks like it just did it. We are well above 60. That's a cool thing. So yeah, well, I say that as we dip down at 59, but let's give it a minute. This game has a lot of swings in between kind of where you're at. It runs smoothly, but it just kind of seems like no matter where you're at, there's like the tendency for it to jump like up and down like 20 FPS at times. So sometimes you might be right at 60, sometimes you might see like 80s. You never know. But, you know, if we did have some frame generation on this title, you could get a really high refresh experience, I think, even on a 5050. So, you know, if you did want to maybe check out something like lossless scaling, you could go that route, but I don't think you need it. This game feels like it is playing pretty well. So let's jump down to 1440 and see if we fare any better, because I feel like 4K is just, you know, of course, it's 4K on a 5050. It's pretty crazy, but this game does not really require a whole lot of hardware, and that's what you hear me say all the time, that, you know, what is a card? I'm like, well, it depends on the game, you know. So if the game is not demanding, then you don't need a super expensive high-end card. So let's start off on, let's go back to high. We'll go high. We'll keep it on DLSS quality because it looks really, really good. Okay, let's resume this. All right, so on a 5050, 1440p, quality DLSS on high, you're at 120-ish FPS. I mean, this thing is smooth as butter now. I mean, this is like really impressive for such a cheap card. Now, this game, of course, I mean, you look at it, you know, it's not super demanding. But for the folks out there who do want to get into some gaming, who don't have like the biggest purse ever or the, you know, fattest wallet, you can start playing games that look this good with relatively, you know, inexpensive hardware. So that's kind of the point of this video, is just kind of show folks that that's the reason I say stuff is like, you know, if you're running this title at 4K, then a 5050 is a 4K card. But if you want to run this card at 4K with Cyberpunk, then it is not a 4K card. So it all depends on the context, and it all depends on the game. So anyway, that's my soapbox. But yeah, this game is running so well at 1440p here. Let's jump down and do a little bit more DLSS to see what we can really achieve. Actually, let's go up. I didn't realize I wasn't on Epic settings yet. So let's go up to Epic settings, quality DLSS, which there's just no point in not using DLSS. It looks just as good, if not better, in this title. But yeah, that is 81 FPS. And we can even just do a little bit of, you do a lot of crafting in this title, so you need to really grab up a bunch of stuff whenever you can, because, I mean, you make everything, arrows, potions, all of it. All right, so anyway, it's 108 FPS. So I think we're doing okay here at 1440. All right, so let's jump over to the next level. So let's go down to balanced. So this will be balanced DLSS. And of course, give it just a little bit of time to kind of catch up with itself. For some reason, it has a small delay in kind of when it seems to kick in. All right, so it looks like it just kicked in. We're over 100 FPS now. And yeah, so at epic settings, the highest you can go, you're looking at, you know, being able to run this title no problem whatsoever on some relatively inexpensive hardware. Now, I do have a 9800X3D set up with this. That's just because this is my test bench, but you could absolutely not, you don't have to spend that much money on a CPU. You could get away with probably like a lower end i5 or even maybe an i3, you know, or equivalent on the AMD side. You know, you'd be able to just get away with like not spending a bunch of money to play a game like this. All right, so let's just keep on going. Looks like I'm getting poisoned. All right, come on, let's get away from all this. Yeah, it looks like you're going to be able to do this no problem at all. Just for you know, just to go ahead and check it out. Let's go down to DLSS Performance 1440 Epic Settings. And yeah, you are looking like, let's give it a minute. Go ahead and let it catch up. This seems to be a little bit harder to run area for some reason. Oh my God, these things are so bad. I'm definitely poisoned. All right, so it looks like 70 FPS. This is kind of a harder area, it seems like. So we're going to try to get away from all these people trying to poison us. All right, so yeah, okay, it looks like it may be kicked in. So you're at 94, 102 FPS here. VRAM allocation looks okay. Might be a small amount of spill just due to the epic settings. But yeah, you're looking like you're going to be pretty good. And I want to definitely end this video on a good note before I die of poisoning. So if you're new here, please subscribe. If you're not new here, you know, welcome back. Thanks for supporting my channel. And of course, everything I use to do these videos is linked in the description below. A small amount of that comes back to me as a commission if you do purchase one of those links and buy anything within 24 hours. So you don't even have to click on the you don't have to click GPU and buy that GPU. You can click that GPU and buy a shovel, and it still helps me out. So if you could do that for me, that would be great. If there's something out there you're going to buy anyway. And with that, we are going to wrap it up. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.